Hey everyone, it's Ange from Ange R&Y here. I was tagged by the lovely Lisa Pickens from Lisa Pickens DS Journey for the WLS Journey Tag. So here I am. Okay, so I was actually laughing when I heard her tag me because I was the only one that she tagged, and I don't know if she was speaking about somebody else or if she was speaking about me. But I thought it was funny when she said, I don't know if she'll do it, so I only tag Ange R&Y. But I figured I'd play along with this one. So the first question is, when did you start gaining weight? I've always been a chubby child. I've always been bigger than everybody else. Or seemed to be. I was never skinny like all the girls at school, like most of the girls at school and everything. I mean, like I started growing everything early. I started growing the girls when I was like 7 years old. I started, I was in women's shoe sizes by the time I was 9. I'm pretty sure I was in women's clothing sizes by the time I was 11. I remember when I was 12 weighing myself and I was 150 pounds. And I mean, I was an active child. I'm a base brat. So we've moved from base to base to base, and I've always had a bike of some sort, whether it was a BMX or a mountain bike or something. And I'd always be out climbing trees, building forts, playing with my friends, whatever friends I did have, because I never had many friends growing up. I was bullied quite a lot. Had more fair weather friends, I think, than anything, which was fine. Just out doing it, whatever, riding my BMX, just all over the place. And I mean, when I was a kid and we lived on the bases, other than Winnipeg and Calgary, and I think Chilliwack, the bases that they were all closed bases. So, I mean, it was fairly safe to just be a kid and be out and whatever, in the 80s when we all did that. But even still, I was a chubby child. My sister was the skinny one. So, and yeah. But I mean, even at that, 150 pounds when I was 12 years old, I used to love doing gymnastics. I was always doing gymnastics when I was that age. Used to like doing roundabouts and handsprings and stuff like that, and just constantly being moving around, and nothing got the baby fat gone, because I mean, at that age, I think that's what most of it was, but I don't know. And I mean, I was bullied, so I was always called fat and everything like that by other kids, by family members and everything like that. So, I mean, I always thought of myself as fat. Reflecting on it now, I mean, especially when I was in high school, I was in a size 32 jean. I wasn't skinny by any means, but I wasn't fat. Not at a size 32 jean. I mean, that's the average size of a guy's waist, I think. Maybe, whatever. But I've always been a bigger boned girl, so, but then again, it could be just, I've always thought I was bigger boned because of the weight. Could be my heritage too. I don't know. We might or might not find out during this journey. So, are you an emotional eater? Yes. Without the shadow of a doubt, yes. I don't eat it when I'm angry or happy. I mean, yeah, happy when, birthday parties and like Christmas and, celebrative things of that nature and whatever. So I guess you could say, yeah, happy, but no, it was more depressed and sad for me. It would be nothing to, if especially when I was like super depressed, to go and buy like a bag of chips and dip and eat the whole entire thing. That, and when I was going to bed, that's the worst place. That's my snacking place. That's my comfort zone, is bed. And I find now I'm having a bit of an issue with it here and there, but it's a work in progress. When I was a kid, I didn't really think of myself as an emotional eater, but Mom was super strict on amounts and what we were and weren't allowed to have, and I felt denied a lot, and I didn't do it as much as my sister did, but I did sneak food, especially like cookies or chips or whatever, depending on what there was in the house that was already open. It was nothing to sneak. I mean, shoot, we used to love the drink crystals that we used to get as a kid for my mom to make juice, especially if she didn't buy Kool-Aid. If she bought the ones that had the sugar, the canisters with the sugar already added in, those were great. It would be nothing to steal some of the juice crystals, put them in a sandwich baggie, and be eating those and have your finger purple or red or something silly like that, or whatever, or like Mr. Noodles, eat them dry. That was like a favorite snack. So I mean, I don't know if I was emotional as a child, but I as an adult, I have definitely been an emotional eater. Question 3 is, how long have you been dieting? Well, actually consciously dieting, probably for a good over the course of say 20 years. Since I was probably about 19. I don't know if I really consciously thought of it as a diet when I was 19. So pretty much I went from being chubby when I had my first son, is when I really hit obesity the first time, because when I got pregnant with my first son, I hit 240 pounds. And then by the time I had started out at about 160 pounds when I'd gotten pregnant with him. When I got pregnant with my second son, I'm not entirely sure what my starting weight was. I'm pretty sure it was probably around the 170s. Because I was 2 sizes away from what I had been before I got pregnant with my first son. And with my second son, I ended up hitting 270. And so I gained 80 pounds with Alex, and I gained 100 pounds with Dalton. And so I pretty well got down, when Dalton was about a year and a half old, to about 190 pounds when I was 19. And mostly, I ate regular meals a lot too, but most of what I ate was Caesar salads. So I don't know if you could really call that a diet. But I was really conscious of making sure that most of the food that I did ingest was salads. Then I think the next time after that I actually did consciously diet, I did a program called Isogenics, and it was around the time I was like 26, I had gotten my first credit card, and the program was about $400 a month for me because just for the products for the program itself, you did 2 weeks of replacing 1 meal a day, or no, 2 meals a day, and then eating 1 regular meal a day, and it had to be organic food only. You weren't allowed to eat regular food because of the amount of sugar and everything that is in regular food, so they wanted you eating organic food on this program. And then fasting, I think it was once a week or once every 2 weeks for like 2 days. I lost some weight on that. I'm not exactly sure how much because I didn't have scales. So I have no beginning weight, I have no end weight or anything like that. But that was the first real conscious diet. I did it for about 3 months. And I did feel better, but it just got to the point where I couldn't actively pay for it because finances weren't great. I was a gas station attendant, right? So paying for an apartment and a car and insurance and all that stuff. So then I've tried various diets since. The last actual diet, actual recognized diet that I was doing is called the Dukan diet, and that did work, but I could never get past the first stage. So while it worked with losing the weight, I was denying myself so much that I would go home and binge or cheat. And basically that diet is 4 stages. You have the first stage, which is pure proteins. The second stage, where you add in some vegetables. The third stage, the second stage you stay in it until you lose all the weight. The third stage you stay in 5 days for every pound that you've lost. And you add in more foods, and it's basically reprogramming your brain on how to eat over that whole entire course of time, which would have been about almost 3 years for the excess weight that I had, that I would have had to stay in the third stage. And then the fourth stage is the way that you eat for the rest of your life, and whatever you haven't added back in, you add back in, and then you make sure every Thursday you have a pure protein day. And by pure protein, he wants you eating animal proteins instead of vegetable or plant proteins, because animal proteins are complex protein, whereas vegetable proteins are not. So your body works harder to break down animal proteins. It expends more energy and burns more calories. And then just before Christmas, just before we had our accident, I don't know if it was really dieting, but I was definitely restricting what I was having. I was staying away from the junk food and eating mostly salads and whatnot. So yeah. Fourth question is, are you following a specific diet? I don't think that I'm following a diet, and the reason I don't think I'm following a diet is because the way I'm eating now is going to be the way I'm eating for the rest of my life, period. So it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. I mean, like, I'm slipping up here and there with the things I'm eating, or just eating a bit too much some days. I'm noticing that it's a couple of weeks before it comes to that time of the month. Whatever, but yeah, no, I definitely would not call it a diet, not in the least. I know once I lose the weight, my husband and I have already talked about it, and we're going to switch to the ketogenic diet, because for both of us that seems to be what'll fit best with us. So 5, have I cut out any foods completely? Yes. I don't eat rice. I don't eat bread. I don't really eat potatoes, though I can't say I've cut them out completely, because there have been like 2 or 3 instances since I've had surgery where my husband and I we were out, and what was convenient and close at hand ended up having fries involved, so I had 3 or 4 fries. But for the most part, yes, I've cut out potatoes. That I think is, and pork. I don't tolerate pork at all, except, actually, I can't even say that. Because I eat bacon, and that's pork. But anything else, I don't tolerate at all. I think that's about it, really. It's just staying away from the refined carbs is mostly what I've cut out, or the starchy vegetables. Have I had success losing weight in the past? Number 6. Yes, I have. I haven't had success keeping it off, but I have definitely had success a few times with losing weight. So yeah. Number 7. Do I follow a workout plan? No, I don't. And not right now. I've just gotten cleared to work out again, because my bariatric clinic prefers that you wait until you're 3 months post-op to allow your abdominal muscle, your abdominal wall to heal, and your stomach to heal before you start working out. And so it's only been a couple of weeks, because June 7th was my 3 months. So it's only been a couple of weeks. I do plan on starting to work out. I do have a yoga app on my phone, and I have a planking app on my phone. I have butt and legs, and I've got another app that's a 7-minute workout, and so I've got a bunch of different apps that I did download preemptively, because I do plan on implementing it. The last few weeks have been really busy for us, so it's getting through that hump first, and my husband's going to do it with me, because it's something that he wants to do as well, which is great. So yes, I do plan on working out. No, I don't follow a plan at this moment in time. 8. What are some of my favorite diets? I don't have a favorite diet, because diets don't work. Period. The only thing that works is changing the way that you eat, changing your eating lifestyle. That's the only thing that'll ever work, is being conscious and mindful of what you do and don't eat. And yeah, that's it. 9. How much weight do I want to lose? Well, I would love to lose the whole 200 excess pounds that I have. That might be reaching too far. Maybe not. I don't know. We will see what my body decides it wants to do, because at the end of the day, whatever your own particular body decides it's doing is what is going to go on, and there is nothing you can do to change that unless you get a revision or something. So if my body decides it wants to lose 100 pounds and then it's done, then it's done. At this point, I'm 80 pounds down, so we'll see. I'm only 3 months out and 80 pounds down from my highest weight, so, you know. So, 10. Do I feel I was addicted to food? Everybody's addicted to food. Like, that's a kind of a redundant question. And the reason I say that is because you need to eat food. You need to ingest something to survive, to be able to live daily life and to have energy and keep your body from dying. So everyone is addicted to food. Was I addicted to particular foods? Yes. I definitely, chips and dip were my thing. Occasionally I'd have to have some chocolate or some type of like gummy bears or gummy worms. Oh, I love sour gummy worms, or, something like that. Sugar, not so much though, because it gave me heartburn real bad. Ice cream. Absolutely freaking love ice cream. Cheesecake. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll always be a foodie. But at the end of the day, yeah, I was addicted to certain types of foods and would go for them every single time over everything else. But again, like I said, everybody's addicted to food. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all addicted to food. You need food to survive. So, 11, am I comfortable with my body now? No, not by a long shot, but I'm still fairly new. I still have a lot of weight. The last time I weighed, I was 263 pounds, so I still have 113 pounds of excess weight. Whether I end up losing that all or not will be the question. But yeah, no, at this point, I am not comfortable with my body. I am getting more comfortable with my body. I am not suffering from body dysmorphia like a lot of other people have, and I think it's because I have lost weight, quite a large amount of weight, periodically over my 20s. So I've been able to see myself at smaller sizes. So I think it's not affecting me as badly as it does a lot of other people who don't end up losing vast amounts of weight. It may affect me just later on down the road. I don't know. I mean, for right now, I'm seeing the size difference myself without, having to ask anybody. I mean, like, I asked my husband, but I look in the mirror and I see it myself, and I'm like, oh my God, like, that's just, I just can't even believe this. I'm just totally mind blown. So yeah, comfortable with my body will come later, I hope. I don't know. It depends on what goes on. But I mean, like, I still see this when I do videos. I don't see it so much when I look in the mirror, but I still got the double chin going on when I do videos and in some of my pictures, and I don't like that. I keep I cry to my husband about it, not like actually physically cry, but I do complain about it because I'm worried. I see other people, and I don't compare myself to anybody by a long shot, but I see other people, this all tightens up, and I can't help but think that I'm going to be that one odd person out who's going to have all the it's not going to go away. And I'm probably wrong, because I still have a lot of weight to lose, but yeah, no, not comfortable by a long shot. So anyways, that is my answers to the questions for the WLS Journey Tag. So I guess now I have to tag some people myself, and I don't know all of who's been tagged in this. So I'm going to tag Schwig. I'm going to tag Join Jenny on her weight loss journey. So Jenny Grody, you're up. I'm going to tag Losing Carrie. And Lynn's already done it, so I can't tag her. Michelle. I can't remember your YouTube name. Oh my gosh. My VSG 2060. No, that's not it. what? Oh my God, I can't even believe this. And I don't think I could look it up. Oh, maybe I can. Hold on a second. Ha 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 ha. Do, 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 do. I are smart. Hello VSG 2016. Michelle, you too. I tag all you guys for the WLS Journey Tag. I knew it. Oh, thank God for my husband having me on YouTube. Anyways, yeah, so have fun, ladies, and can't wait to see what you guys all say. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.